Retrofit is where we take an older property and we adapt it to suit changing or future conditions.
It's about making your existing home warmer, cosier, more comfortable and energy efficient.
It's all about producing a more sustainable home and future-proofing your business for generations to come.
There's a role for everyone, so it's really about looking at what's out there, seeing how it applies to you, and then just taking action.
I think the most important thing for our family is the environmental considerations. And yes, over the last few years, energy bills have skyrocketed.
Yes, net zero is a huge and important critical aspect, but we have to think about this from a kind of societal and economical perspective too.
It will create healthier places for people to live. If they're living in places that they can afford to keep warm and which aren't damp, that will really help people's health and well-being.
So signs of retrofit in our house, we've done a bit of draft proofing, we've topped up our loft insulation. We were lucky enough to get a heat pump through a research project, so we have no gas boiler. We also have an induction hob, which is electric again, no gas.
This building was built in the 80s, it's a building of its time, but into the 21st century now, we're so much more aware of the impact of our living on the environment, and we want to make sure that this building going forward is good for generations to come. We have started retrofitting to look at very simple things that we can do immediately. We've changed all the inefficient light fittings and they're now LED lights. We've put valves on the radiators, so those are just really simple retrofit things that we have done immediately coming into the building.
We've been plumbing and heating engineers for the last 15 years, and I think it's very important that everybody contributes to trying to get to net zero. One way of doing this would be installing air source heat pumps. When we first went on the courses and did our own research, we quickly found out that this was a more efficient way of heating your home whilst lowering your carbon footprint.
The green skills area and jobs that come within that sector are one of the biggest growth factors that we've got in Scotland and the UK. The number of homes that we have to do retrofit works on grows ever bigger.
You're still going to need the same skills in terms of plumbing, engineering, heating engineers, but it's adapting those skills to use new technologies.
There are courses available through colleges, there's specific training academies available now to upskill.
What I'm kind of learning from this course is the methods and the ways that domestic retrofits sort of installed on the properties from design stage right through to the installation stage.
I actually started out in a graduate scheme at ChangeWorks, so it's sort of the idea that the energy sector is up and coming. There's lots of new roles that are coming up for young people.
The opportunities within the retrofit sector are really significant. We need a big collective effort to get to Scotland's net zero goals, and it requires a lot of people to engage with it.
We need to see hundreds of thousands of properties every year retrofitted to achieve net zero, but also to make them more resilient to the impacts of climate change.
So if you're just starting out in this journey, and I know it can be very difficult, talk and talk again.
It's important to learn your trade alongside experts, but also to consider new advice and new technologies and new ways of doing things.
If you are someone that works in this sector within the construction and built environment, maybe look locally to one of your colleges or an area of advice to see what courses are available or how you can perhaps upskill your staff.
There really is something everyone can do.
Even small things can make a massive difference.
If it's something that we can do, then you can do it too.
We're only making things better for ourselves going forward.
We are not living in a period with a stable climate anymore. We're not living in a period with affordable and abundant fossil fuel energy. We're all going to have to change. When I think of Scotland's settlements and houses in the future, I think of a built environment that takes advantage of the abundant renewable energy supply that Scotland has available. I see homes that are built or retrofitted to be resilient to extreme weather conditions, but that also create space for nature and green spaces that really enhance people's health and well-being.